There is one thing I discovered that changed everything. I'll tell you what it is soon, but first, welcome to TrueGritEnglish Stories. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're diving into 10 habits that completely transformed my life, and more importantly, how they supercharged my English fluency. These aren't your typical study tips. This is about weaving English into the fabric of your daily routine. It's about creating a lifestyle that naturally cultivates fluency. It's the paradox that sometimes the smallest changes can have the biggest impact. It's not about grand gestures, it's about consistency. We'll explore 10 habits, each with its own unique power to unlock your English potential. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey together. Let's start with the habit that, honestly, I wish I knew about years ago. This one thing, this simple habit, is what really unlocked my English. I wish I knew about it sooner. It's something I call English anchors. Now, what are English anchors? Well, it's about consistent, short bursts of focused learning. Forget those long, grueling marathon study sessions that leave you feeling drained and unmotivated. Think sprints. Short, intense bursts that are actually enjoyable and sustainable. Specifically, English anchors are everyday activities you already do without thinking. Activities that are ingrained in your routine, like brushing your teeth, waiting for your coffee to brew, or commuting to work. These activities become the anchors for your English learning. Let me give you some concrete examples. While you brush your teeth, listen to an English podcast. It doesn't have to be anything intense. Just a casual conversation or a short lesson. The key is that you're consistently exposing yourself to English while doing something you already do every day. When you're waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning, read one page of an English book. Just one page. It's not about powering through a novel. It's about making a small, consistent effort. If you commute to work, listen to an English audiobook or a language learning app. Turn dead time into valuable learning time. These anchors create automatic learning moments. No extra effort required. Just plug and play. You're already doing these activities, so why not use them to your advantage? The beauty of this habit is that it eliminates decision fatigue. You're already brushing your teeth anyway, right? You're already waiting for your coffee. You're already commuting to work. By attaching your English learning to these existing habits, you remove the mental barrier of having to decide when and how to study. It becomes automatic. It also makes learning feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of your day. It's no longer something you have to force yourself to do. It's just another part of your routine. Before I discovered this habit, I always felt guilty when I wasn't actively studying. I felt like I was wasting time. Now, English is seamlessly integrated into my life. It's a constant companion, not a separate activity. I can't stress enough how transformative this habit has been for me. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Even just 5 or 10 minutes of focused learning each day can make a huge difference over time. Start with just one anchor. Choose an activity that you already do every day and attach a short English learning task to it. See how it feels. Then, gradually add more anchors as you become more comfortable. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start small and build from there. The key is to create a sustainable habit that you can stick with for the long term. What activity can you anchor your English learning to today? Seriously, take a moment to think about it. What's one thing you already do every day that you could use as an opportunity to learn English? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your ideas. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every little bit counts. Every small effort adds up. So embrace the power of English anchors and watch your fluency soar. This habit changed everything for me, and I really believe it can change everything for you too. Now, let's move on to the second habit that revolutionized my English learning journey. Alright, so we've talked about English anchors and how they can sneak learning into your daily life. Now, let's explore another game-changing habit. Have you ever noticed that some of the best teachers never actually speak to you directly? It's kind of a strange thought, right? This brings us to the habit of the silent teacher. This isn't about a person. It's about the power of passive learning through immersion, basically surrounding yourself with English. Think of it like this. You're planting seeds of English all around you, even when you're not actively studying. And those seeds will slowly grow and blossom. So, how do you create this silent teacher environment? Well, one simple way is to change your phone's language to English. I know it might sound a little scary at first, but trust me, you'll get used to it quickly. And you'll be surprised how many new words and phrases you pick up just by navigating your phone in English. Another easy thing to do is to watch English movies and TV shows. Start with subtitles, of course. Don't feel like you have to understand everything. Just focus on getting a feel for the language. Pay attention to the way people speak. Notice the different accents and expressions. You can even pause the video and look up words you don't know. But most importantly, just enjoy the movie. Choose something you find interesting so it doesn't feel like work. And of course, there's music. Listening to English music is a fantastic way to improve your vocabulary and pronunciation. Sing along to the lyrics even if you don't know all the words. It's a fun and easy way to immerse yourself in the language. Don't worry about understanding everything at first. Just let the sounds and rhythms of the language wash over you. Like a warm bath, but for your brain. Think of it like osmosis. You're absorbing the language without actively trying. It's a subconscious process. I used to think this kind of passive learning was a waste of time. I thought I had to be actively studying grammar rules and memorizing vocabulary lists. Now I realize it's foundational. It builds a strong base for more focused learning. My vocabulary expanded dramatically just by being exposed to new words and phrases in context. It's one thing to memorize a word from a dictionary. It's another thing to see it used in a real conversation or a movie scene. The key is to make it enjoyable. Choose movies you love, music you enjoy, and podcasts that you find interesting. Don't force it. If you're not feeling it, switch to something else. The goal is to create a pleasant and engaging learning environment. Something that you actually look forward to. This habit created a subconscious familiarity with English that accelerated my progress in ways I never expected. I started to understand more and speak more fluently without even realizing it. It's like the language was slowly seeping into my brain through osmosis. So, how can you start incorporating the silent teacher habit into your life today? Think about the things you already enjoy doing. Watching movies, listening to music, browsing the internet. Can you do those things in English? Even small changes can make a big difference. Try reading an English news article instead of a news article in your native language. Or listen to an English podcast while you cook dinner. The possibilities are endless. The important thing is to be consistent. Make it a daily habit. Even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Over time, you'll be amazed at how much you learn without even trying. It's like having a silent teacher whispering English secrets in your ear. It's all about creating a rich and immersive English environment. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Every little bit counts. Now, you might be wondering, what's the connection between these habits and my fluency? Well, English anchors help you make English learning consistent, and the silent teacher gives you the immersion you need to absorb the language naturally. They work together like peanut butter and jelly. They complement each other perfectly. Together, these habits create a powerful learning synergy. But there's one more crucial element that we haven't talked about yet, and it's something that holds a lot of people back. It's the fear of making mistakes. We'll dive into that next. Okay, so we've covered English anchors and the silent teacher. These habits help you bring English into your life and absorb it passively. But there's a major roadblock that stops so many people from becoming fluent. The biggest roadblock to English fluency isn't lack of knowledge, it's fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding silly. Fear of not being perfect. That's where this next habit comes in. This is the habit of actively making mistakes and learning from them. Stop striving for perfection. Embrace imperfection. This might sound counterintuitive, but it's actually one of the most effective ways to improve your English. Because the truth is, you can't learn without making mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. They're not something to be ashamed of. They're opportunities to learn and grow. Think about it this way. When you were a baby learning to walk, did you get it right away? No, you stumbled and fell countless times, but you didn't give up. You kept trying until you finally mastered it. Learning English is the same. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say things wrong. You're going to mispronounce words. That's okay. That's how you learn. Speak English even when you're not sure you're saying it right. Write in English even if it's full of errors. Don't let the fear of making mistakes hold you back. The more you practice, the more you'll improve. Mistakes are just learning opportunities in disguise. Each mistake you make is a chance to learn something new and refine your skills. I remember being terrified of speaking English in public. I would freeze up and say nothing. I was so worried about making mistakes that I wouldn't even try. Then I decided to challenge myself. I decided to embrace imperfection. I started ordering coffee in English even if I stumbled over my words. I would ask for directions in English even if I wasn't sure I was using the right grammar. It was embarrassing at first, but I quickly realized that people are generally understanding. Most people are happy to help you if you're trying to learn their language. And every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. I would ask the person to repeat what they said, or I would look up the correct grammar rule later. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask native speakers to correct your mistakes. Find a language partner who you can practice with. The more you practice and the more feedback you get, the faster you'll improve. This habit taught me that progress is more important than perfection. It's better to make mistakes and learn from them than to never try at all. It's like that saying, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So, how can you start embracing imperfection in your English learning journey? Start by setting small, achievable goals. Commit to speaking English for 5 minutes each day, even if it's just to yourself. Write a short journal entry in English each day. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Just write whatever comes to mind. Join an online English conversation group and participate in the discussions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The most important thing is to just start. Take action. Don't let the fear of making mistakes paralyze you. Remember, every mistake you make is a step closer to fluency. Embrace imperfection and celebrate your progress. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, But how do I stay motivated? That's a great question. And it brings us to the next habit, which is all about finding your tribe. Okay, so we've talked about English anchors, the silent teacher, and embracing imperfection. These habits help you learn and practice English, but learning a language can be hard. Can feel lonely at times. That's where our next habit comes in. Learning English alone can be isolating. You might feel like you're the only one struggling with grammar or pronunciation. But it doesn't have to be that way. The habit is connecting with other English learners and native speakers. It's about finding your tribe. Think of it like this. You're not alone on this journey. There are millions of people around the world who are also learning English. And many native speakers are happy to help you. So, how do you find your tribe? Well, one easy way is to join an English conversation group. These groups meet regularly to practice speaking English and discuss different topics. You can find these groups online or in your local community. They're a great way to meet other learners and get feedback on your speaking skills. Another option is to find a language exchange partner. A language exchange partner is someone who speaks English fluently and wants to learn your native language. You can meet online or in person and spend time practicing each other's languages. This is a great way to improve your speaking and listening skills while also making a new friend. You can also participate in online forums and communities. There are many online forums where English learners can ask questions, share tips, and connect with each other. These forums are a great way to get support and advice from other learners. And they can also help you stay motivated. Surround yourself with people who are also passionate about learning English. This provides support, motivation, and opportunities to practice. I joined a local English conversation group, and it completely changed my learning experience. I was surrounded by people who understood the challenges I was facing. I made new friends, learned about different cultures, and gained confidence in my speaking abilities. It was so much fun. I learned quickly without even noticing. It's so much easier to stay motivated when you're surrounded by people who understand your struggles and celebrate your successes. They can offer encouragement and support when you're feeling discouraged. They can also provide valuable feedback on your English skills. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Start a conversation. Ask questions. Share your experiences. You'll be surprised at how welcoming and supportive the English learning community can be. This habit created a sense of community that kept me going when I felt like giving up. It reminded me that I wasn't alone on this journey. It gave me the motivation to keep learning and improving. So, how can you start finding your tribe today? Start by searching online for English conversation groups or language exchange partners in your area. Join an online English learning forum or community. Participate in the discussions and connect with other learners. Attend local English events, such as movie screenings or cultural festivals. This is a great way to meet native speakers and learn about different cultures. The most important thing is to take action. Reach out to other learners and native speakers. Don't be afraid to connect with people. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole tribe of people out there who are ready to support you. Finding your tribe will make the learning process much more enjoyable and rewarding. It will also help you stay motivated and achieve your goals. Now we've covered habits that help you to learn, practice, and find friends. The final habit is about building a good mindset. Let's find out. Alright, so we've journeyed through the power of English anchors, the subtle influence of the silent teacher, the freedom of embracing imperfection, and the strength of finding your tribe. But there's one more habit that's absolutely crucial for long-term success. The journey to English fluency can be long and challenging. There will be times when you feel discouraged, frustrated, and ready to give up, so it's really important to celebrate small victories. This last habit is acknowledging and rewarding yourself for your progress, no matter how small. Think of it like this. You're climbing a mountain. It's a long and arduous climb. But every time you reach a milestone, even a small one, you should stop and celebrate. Acknowledge your progress. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a reward. Did you learn a new word today? Did you have a successful conversation in English? Did you understand a movie without subtitles? Acknowledge these accomplishments and give yourself a pat on the back. Treat yourself to something you enjoy. I used to focus only on the big goals like becoming fluent. I would set these ambitious goals, but I never stopped to appreciate the progress I was making along the way. I was so focused on the destination that I forgot to enjoy the journey. Then I started celebrating small wins. I would treat myself to a coffee after finishing a chapter of an English book. I would watch a movie I have wanted to see when I completed a difficult task. I would buy myself a small gift whenever I reached a new milestone. This made the journey much more enjoyable and sustainable. It gave me something to look forward to. Find ways to reward yourself that are meaningful to you. It could be anything from a small treat to a weekend getaway. The important thing is to acknowledge your progress and give yourself credit for your hard work. This habit made me realize that progress is a process, not a destination. It's about enjoying the journey, not just focusing on the end result. Small wins are the fuel that keeps the engine going. They give you the motivation to keep learning and improving. Never underestimate their power. So, how can you start celebrating small wins in your English learning journey? Start by keeping a journal of your progress. Write down all the things you've accomplished, no matter how small. Set small, achievable goals for yourself and reward yourself when you reach them. Share your successes with your tribe. Celebrate your accomplishments with your friends and family. The most important thing is to be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your progress and celebrate your wins. Remember, you're doing great. You're learning a new language. That's a huge accomplishment. So celebrate your wins, embrace the journey, and never stop learning. You got this. And that brings us to the end of our journey through 10 habits that changed my life and supercharged my English fluency. I hope you found these tips helpful and inspiring. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process, embrace the challenges, and celebrate your successes. Oh, and you're probably still wondering what that one thing was that changed everything, right? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was the combination of all these habits working together. It was about creating a lifestyle that naturally cultivated English fluency. And finally, I would add one more secret ingredient, something that really helped me to accelerate my English learning. That thing is reading. Reading changed my life, and it can change yours too.